Welcome to the third episode of Games and Guests. Today we are joined by Kryoz. Hello, Kryoz.
Woo! Hello.
Kryoz is
Thank you for
Oh no, carry on.
having me.
Yep, there you go.
Done.
Kryoz is someone that if you have had a lot of experience watching the Misfits and my old content, then you will definitely know who Kryoz is. We
Experience.
We've played a lot together in the past. Thanks for coming on, buddy. I'm excited.
Problem. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
I'm glad to also show you the world of KZ.
Yeah, I'm regretting accepting this offer.
Well, if it gets too tough, we can always go through training camp.
I'm not very good at jumping, you see. I'm not a very good jumper.
Oh yeah, I still see you here at the very beginning.
Don't know what you're talking about. Okay, just gonna be jumping and. But anyway,
do we need to go to B-Hop?
No, I got this. I'm a champion. I'm gonna get this and I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I'm watching over you, I believe.
How did you?
Okay, yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
When did you start on YouTube?
Shit. I mean, 10 plus years ago, probably at this.
Really?
Point. I think so. I think one of my first channels was like probably 10 years old. I mean, I don't know how old my current one is. I would say this. I think my current one's like 2011 now.
Damn, that's crazy. So
I mean, yeah, I graduated 2011. I'm old.
Yeah. Were you always doing gaming stuff?
I actually started off graphic design.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so when I first started off, I was very heavy World of Warcraft based, doing a whole bunch of graphic design stuff for like a lot of WoW people.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, yeah, pretty much I did like speed arts of like making
classic
old YouTube banners for people, the good old classic YouTube banners before they ruined them.
Wait, why did they ruin them?
Fun. Well, you remember the old ones where you had, this is a really easy map also. You remember the old ones where you had like, you could have the banner and the whole background custom with like everything colorful.
I don't know if I remember.
On YouTube during that time.
I mean, I'm sure.
Really? This is like
I would have been on YouTube
like
at that
8
time.
years ago, probably.
Yeah, I would have been on
like
YouTube.
peak,
I just don't
maybe.
remember it. I do remember the banners changing at some point. I just didn't. I guess I don't remember what they used to be like.
Well, so it used to be you only had a background, and then once you got partnered, you got like a banner to put on your whole YouTube page as well. So it was like you could get this banner, and the banner had like clickable links and shit, and it was just like very powerful, and it was huge for design. And it's just whenever you made like a banner, you were designing a whole page instead of just a strip like you are now.
Yeah. So did you have like a lot of? Did you have a background in graphic design at that point? Or was it just something that you
not like
figured out?
It was just something I did, and then I was in school for it, but I didn't really learn anything in school for it. It was just something I sort of did because I was like, oh, I already know how to do that. That'll be an easy ass class to take.
Yeah.
And it was. So but I think I want to say my first ever dose of like graphic design stuff was probably like way back in the day. I like did graphic design for a Halo. Well, not really for them, but I was in like a Halo clan, but they also did like Counter-Strike, and they did a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But on the forum, I was like pretty active on it,
Mhm.
and I was doing like the form signatures a whole bunch. Like I was making a whole bunch of form signatures for various people.
Yeah.
And like there's a whole bunch of different graphic artists on there. We were all bouncing different ideas and like giving each other constructive feedback while we were like making them and like, oh, I like this, you should try this. And that was kind of like my actual start.
Yeah.
But that was just pure hobby at that point.
Yeah. So did you say that you studied graphic design as well?
Not legally.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not illegally either, but like I just went to, I think I did 1 or maybe 2 high school classes for it.
Okay, gotcha.
But I already sort of knew everything that was quote unquote taught in the curriculum.
Yeah.
So I was like already well versed in it. I think I probably pirated Photoshop when I was very young. I pay for it now, Adobe, if you're listening. But honestly, your product sucks, so maybe work on it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't even know when It was like I first started messing with Photoshop. But like, I mean, it had to have been, geez, 2007, maybe even. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea how long ago. A ridiculous long,
Yeah.
amount of time ago though.
Would have been a completely different software back then.
Oh yeah, way different. I mean,
Yeah.
the things that I used to do like there, it was like the breaking the limits of it. Well, maybe not quite, but it was pushing it.
Yeah.
And now it's just the simplest thing. Now the amount you can do, especially with the new AI
I know,
generating
it's
thing that Adobe
crazy
added.
what you can do now.
It's nuts. It is pretty nuts.
I remember you said that you were in class and you kind of already knew everything that you were being taught. I remember having that same experience. I was like a big photography nerd growing up, and I like all my spare time I used to just watch photography YouTube videos. And then I went and did a photography class, and I was like, I know literally everything I am being told in this class. I already know, and because of that, it was so hard to pay attention. And then my teacher thought I just hated the class. Which I guess I kind of did.
I mean, I didn't hate mine. It was just boring. I played music the whole time, so my teacher definitely thought the same. Because I mean, you give bored kids computers, like, come on, you know?
Yeah,
it's tough.
They're gonna be on cool mouse games.
You're gonna hear Flash games, like.
Yeah.
So me and my friend were just listening to dubstep the whole time. Crazy.
So
it was awesome though.
Do you know when you like after you were making the graphic design content, when did you transition into like different forms of content? Well, if you remember.
Ooh.
Or like what it was.
Yeah, I don't know, because I've had like multiple YouTube channels at this point.
Yeah.
And I found one, I don't remember how old it was, but it was like only a graphic design channel.
Yeah.
And the one that I made right before this channel, I was doing gaming on.
Yeah.
But when I made my current channel, I want to say some of my very first, like I got back into doing graphic design instead of like hopping into gaming.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it probably wasn't too long. It was probably like a couple of months after doing it just to like grow my channel a little bit. I think I started playing like WoW. Yeah. And because it was tied so closely to the graphics I was making, because I was doing pretty much only like World of Warcraft graphics at the time.
Yeah.
So it just tied really close. And, you know, people that were watching the speed arts are like, oh, we can, you know, it's just still WoW content, just a different form, I guess.
Makes sense.
Plus, I was small enough where it wasn't like I was making some massive risk.
Yeah. Do you remember what
and then,
your early WoW content was?
Really, it was just Battlegrounds. I was just in Battlegrounds, just tossing up big numbers. Like every once in a while, I still get comments on like a video of people just like, "Yo, when are you gonna hop back in some BGs on your arcane mage?" I'm just like, dude, that's like so old now. Like that's ancient. That's so when like getting 10K views was like absolutely bonkers, mental, holy shit type thing.
Yeah, and back
now
then
if I get 10K views, I'm crying in a corner.
But back then also like that in those early days of YouTube, getting 10K views like was crazy. You know,
it was nuts.
Like if someone got 1 million views on a video back then, it was like, oh my god, this is like the biggest video I've ever seen. And now it's like if you get 1 million views, insane. It's not even that crazy.
Yeah, people get like million standard. Like that's what they just expect to get when they upload. Like Mr. Beast would, dude. Like if he gets 1 million, bummer. He's fucking. That's a loss of money right there.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is like, I'll get 1 million views in the first hour.
And even that's probably bad.
Yeah.
Like 1 million views in 1 hour for him is probably like, ooh, that's a 10 out of 10. It might even show 11 out of 10 for him. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy how YouTube's changed, but like, and I guess content wise, even though it's changed, I feel like it's still sort of the same. Because you know, back then I hopped in PGs and just essentially threw shit until it stuck.
Yeah.
And we still pretty much do the same.
Yeah. So
I still see you trying to climb.
Yeah. Well, I've got distracted a few times. I'll be honest, but I'm giving it a crack.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh shit.
I tried RTV, so maybe it can be a more fun map. Because there's some that's more simple where you just climb like straight up in like a tube.
Okay. I've said something in game. Now everyone's gonna be angry with me.
People are gonna be like, "That's not Bill Clinton."
So, you did WoW content after your graphic design, and then
and and before it technically. I did WoW
before.
content
He
for a
ate Bill
while.
Clinton, but he ate a lemon.
He actually got
Okay.
Oh, we got fans now.
Yeah. Spoke for
was
half a
tough.
second on accident.
What was tough? That sentence.
We're
That's
gonna
a
mute
guy's
these guys
name.
real quick.
That was
No,
like an English
I'm just
masterpiece, like a
distracted.
poetic.
So when did you move from WoW content into other stuff? And also, I guess, were you making content with other people back then, or was it all yourself?
I think. Oh man, was I making content with people? I think every once in a while. I think one of my first videos was okay. I gotta mute this guy. Hold on. They're still talking. So one of my first videos was like a collab that I did with somebody.
Okay.
Who still did YouTube for a while, and now they actually work at I guess Epic technically, but I think they work on Fortnite.
Oh, crazy.
So yeah, which is pretty neat. And that was like sort of the initial boost of that channel. I got like 1,000 subs.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly off of that initial boost, and then I forgot where I was going with that. Wait, hold on. Remind me of the question again.
I was asking about like if you were playing with other people or if you were playing by yourself mostly.
Right. So it was that, and then I think it was mostly by myself, and then every once in a while I did like a sort of it was a very different type of collab. It was like I just did 2v2 arenas or something and just recorded it type of thing.
Okay.
But it wasn't so much intentionally like hanging out with another YouTuber and collabing type of thing. It was more so just having other people in the videos.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but that was pretty rare. It was mostly solo stuff. And then I think a lot of the stuff that I did for like graphic design, I like for WoW was kind of after I was already making gaming videos, but it was like behind the scenes stuff, and I was like doing graphic design for like I was like still doing graphic design like the whole time.
Yeah.
But just not videos of it. Actually, I think I still did post some videos of it. Wait, now I'm trying to get my timeline straight now. Because I used to do I don't know if you've ever heard of Swifty. He's like a World of Warcraft YouTuber.
Yeah, I think
now
I've heard
streamer.
of him.
But back in the day, I did like a whole bunch of thumbnails for like an arena series he did.
Yeah.
And I was like doing a whole bunch of thumbnails for like just various WoW YouTubers and a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like never really collabs. That was like the closest I ever like collabed to some people, because I was kind of shit at the game, but I was talented in graphic design. So
yeah,
you know, like I made like chat blockers and stuff and for like streamers and or like overlays type of shit.
Yeah,
that was sort of the way I did collabs, I guess.
Was like making stuff for people. It's interesting that's actually like a pretty common new strategy with YouTube, is like, oh, I'm gonna make something for a big YouTuber and then put them in the title and thumbnail.
True. But they still paid me, so
yeah, good.
I still got my money.
Yeah, so I got my
but
back.
I also got promoted, and like, you know, they kept on wanting more. Granted, I was probably not a lot compared to like, I can't even think about how much it was. Probably like $20 or something.
Yeah.
Which, depending on what it is, could still, you know, it's still doable. But
yeah. And back then, like, you know, it was
so long ago.
Pretty hard to make money on the internet. So any money that you're making on the internet is kind of a bonus.
True. Yeah, the internet was a lot smaller.
So
fucking get back to...
Then you...
Sorry, I'm stuck in the bonus right now. I don't know how. Go ahead.
That's right. When you... Like, obviously now you have a lot of... you play a lot of different games, and you are definitely like a comedy-focused channel.
Yeah.
Do you remember when your channel sort of transitioned into more comedy focus, or was it just something like gradually happened over time?
I always try to be like somewhat comedy focused. Like, I do think it helped a lot more when I started playing with more groups. I think like that was the big shift in like what made it maybe not even more necessarily comedy focused, but just actual more comedy instead of just like incoherent ramblings.
Yeah.
Because I think just the ability to bounce off people helps a whole bunch.
Oh yeah, it's so hard.
You can do solo and you can do solo and have it be comedy, but even then, like being in the situation where you're bouncing off people and just like having that experience is still gonna make that like solo content better.
Yeah.
So I mean I would say whenever I started playing with groups more, which I don't even know when that was.
When you started playing with
yeah,
groups,
definitely back in the WoW days, it was like not really so much groups. It's just people scattered around.
when you started playing with groups, was it other YouTubers or was it just groups of friends?
Groups of friends definitely, I think at first.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of WoW arenas and then just sort of messing around on like League of Legends and like 3v3, like rank 3v3s and just doing shit on League and like season 3 and season 2 ages ago. That was definitely the first one. I think I might have posted a couple videos with them, but they might be privated because I mean, well, you know, times change. It was a while ago.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like a lot of like WoW and like not necessarily like YouTuber friends.
Yeah.
But just like friends while I did YouTube, and they, you know, some of them might have messed with YouTube or like tried some streaming here and there, but it definitely wasn't like their thing at that time.
Yeah.
But eventually sort of like all of those people that weren't like truly committed sort of, you know, they went on and had to actually do other things, couldn't be around the whole time.
Yeah.
And so, you know, stopped talking to them as much, or some of them completely, because they just left the internet.
Yeah.
Because that's what's interesting. Like back then, people would come on the internet and there's a chance that they could also just leave the internet because it wasn't that serious.
Yeah.
You know, like 10 years ago, someone could be like, yo, I'm here, and then just not be back. And maybe they're back now under a completely different name because they just forgot that they even messed with the internet before or something. Like, I don't know. But it's kind of crazy thinking about how many people I've known that I haven't spoke to in like years and years and years.
Yeah.
They just vanished.
Especially with like things like forums and stuff. Like you said, you're making those graphic design stuff for forums. I feel like that's the sort of place as well where you meet people and you help them with stuff and then never hear from them ever again.
Yeah, I went back. I tried going back to that before, but the forum was like shut down and the web hosting wasn't being paid for anymore. But like I checked the Steam group and tried seeing around, and just barely anybody got on anymore. Just like, because it used to be so active, and it was actually a really cool place, like just to be, because there's like always groups of people around. I mean, most of them played Halo, but like there's always just like chat going on and like, you know, some sort of conversation to be a part of.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't much of a Halo person, but I tried it a little bit. But well, I was a Halo person, but not Halo 1 on PC, I should say.
Okay.
I was more of a like Halo on the Xbox LAN party.
Yeah, same.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Tower of Power type shit.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, I mean, I get it's hard obviously with like talking about when YouTube started like taking off for people, because obviously everyone has different definitions of like what that is. But do you remember like those like early milestones and if so, like what brought them on, I guess? Like, did you ever have a video that like just did really well, and that was like in those early days, and that was kind of like a thing that brought a lot of eyes on?
Let me think. I feel like I never really had like insane single video. Like it's usually just like it was just like videos that just started doing well, but it was like a lot of them, but none of them that did like way fucking better than like any other ones. Like I have like quite a few million plus viewed videos, which seems to be like kind of rare, especially that like some not like massive, you know, like 6 years ago I would have been, or like 5, you know, like 1 million, 1.5 million used to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
But you know, I still feel like I have quite a few million viewed videos because I feel like I had a lot of videos that sort of carried it instead of like one that really blew up and was like, pushed me above.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I think overall it was just like, I think the biggest part was getting in like, you know, just whenever I started playing with Fitz more and like all the CS groups that started coming together. I was playing Wildcat and Smitty and some people that, you know, I won't name anymore. It was just like this big group of people. And it was just, I always had content. It was is just farming content. I could just post so much. And I was also posting daily for like 3+ years, 4 years almost.
Yeah.
Which I think was kind of like a big part of it.
Yeah.
But also a fucking detriment because holy shit.
Yeah.
You know,
what was that like? I didn't realize that you were a daily poster for a while.
It was not bad, but then I'll be getting around Fitz and seeing like the quality that he was like putting out into his videos. I was like, damn, I need to put out more. And then I started doing more, and then like trying to keep up doing daily because I wanted to do both. It was draining because like I just eventually went on like a 3-month hiatus, and I didn't feel like doing it.
Yeah.
It was, but yeah, I think I could still probably do it, but obviously the cutting quality would be pretty drastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
I also
like,
don't know how to get out of this bonus zone. Like,
yeah, neither do I.
I've been stuck here. Like I've tried restart.
We're in purgatory.
Pretty much.
We can change
Welcome
servers
to
or
Climb
something if you want.
Yeah, it might. Otherwise, it might be a boring. I don't know how much is left. Another hour or something. I don't know. We're just gonna be jumping at this fucking wall.
This wall and not getting anywhere. Yeah, but maybe we should try and find a difference. Should we find a B-hop server?
Yeah, we can do B-hop.
All right, do you want to pick one that is good ping for you? I can't imagine. Saying that you saw the quality of Fitz's videos and then that you wanted to implement that in your daily videos. That must have been hard because Fitz, like,
oh yeah,
you know, his videos might be 3 weeks worth of recording in one video. And
yeah, well, his was like, I noticed his was like, he had the amount of it was like, you know, he had like the amount of content and then like how much it was condensed was like the goldness.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's really necessarily the right word.
Yeah, well,
for him,
it's
but
like,
for me, I just try to make it like the editing. Just
Yeah.
made cool editing that kept it.
Yeah, and it's
entertained.
It's like that thing of you know, just not giving the audience member like an opportunity to click off because they're just constantly being entertained.
Yeah.
I guess.
Always something they're just like, wait, I don't want
to miss this.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely up in the quality was tough. It did my game just crash? Oh, never mind. There was like a lot more that I had to even think about like in each video, and I'd noticed like when watching back, so many times I noticed errors, and it drove me insane. Like
Yeah,
I would notice like spelling errors or like spacing errors, or something wasn't like quite the like right duration, or maybe it cut off too soon, and it just drove me mad because like I couldn't really check as thoroughly. Other granted, before, like the quality I was doing was also drastically different. It was like just cuts. Like for a lot of my videos, my old CS videos, it was just purely. Oh, I got kicked from the server.
Oh.
It was just purely cuts and like nothing else.
yeah,
So then like whenever I got in a group and like noticed like, damn, this is like Smitty was a pretty big part of that as well. And just like being surrounded by people that put in more work, I was just like, oh, that's what I can do to videos.
yeah. Like encourages you to do that.
Yeah. And then I sort of just like went crazy. And then for a bit I was doing like anime edits. Another thing, just wouldn't. I think I was trying to do those while doing damn near daily uploads too. It's like I didn't want to even enjoy it anymore, you know?
Wait, so you were doing anime edits? What were they like? Like
I mean,
just like hype
I don't
videos
know if I
sort of
can-
thing?
just no. Here, let me. Oh man, I feel like I want to find you one, but it's just so like, you know how in like an anime, like someone, have you seen like One Punch Man? That might be a good.
A little bit.
But you've seen him punch somebody, right?
Yeah.
So you know how like a lot of the time in animation, there's like a setup and like anticipation and then payoff.
Yeah.
It was doing a lot of those, but in like a very anime, bright, flashy, like crazy sound effects, really like emphasizing the punch, like big zoomed in negative screen to like really hyper focus. And there's something in my throat again.
Take a drink.
Hold I love talking about anime. and it's just like this like super big powerful like hit and just like doing these crazy things, lens flares and just
Yeah.
like I was doing like anime edits to like Uno videos.
Okay.
Like it just got a little bit crazy. Like at first it was I was doing it stick fight, which were sick. I mean, I could try to find you.
Wait, so these anime edits were in your normal videos?
Yeah, they weren't like actual. I'm calling
Okay.
them anime edits because they have like the
Yeah.
feel that you get from like watching like a shonen anime.
Yeah.
But it's not like obviously it's not anime.
Yeah. Okay.
Related at
we're on
all.
the same page now.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you meant you were making anime videos on the side.
No, that'd be cool, but no, not quite. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I want to try to find a moment, but yeah, I don't know. Forgot what I was talking about because my brain's focused.
Well, you
on something
were
else.
trying to do that to add quality to your videos.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I was just getting a little bit insane with how much I was adding it everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just very much burnt me out because I was also trying to do that while I felt like that was the quality that I added to videos.
Was
You
that?
know, that was like the extra thing I could do that like I didn't see people doing.
Yeah.
It was like just making these crazy ass edits.
Yeah. I mean that's what's hard because obviously, especially when with this style of content where you're sitting down with 4 other YouTubers and you're making a very similar video to them, you do feel like you kind of need to have that point of difference, I guess.
Yeah, like I just linked you one of the examples.
Yeah.
I was pretty much doing that in like a fair amount of videos, not every video, but videos that fit.
Yeah.
Sometimes multiple times, but like there was moments that I was doing these edits that took hours. It was just hours of editing for like a 10-second spot. I wish I remembered all the videos I did it in. There was an Uno one that was like a whole 20-second scene. It was a masterpiece. Right?
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, that
But what a mistake.
was a very short part of a video there, but it did look really cool.
Yeah. This one was like one of my later ones, so I had it a little bit more mastered at the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, it still took me probably like 30 minutes to like put that together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just editing's always been like once I learned that I could edit more, essentially, I really enjoyed editing, especially like because it's just a whole different creative output.
Yeah.
It's like I love creating.
I hated editing at first. Mainly because I just like can't focus. But coming back
that's
to
my problem
YouTube,
now.
yeah, coming back to YouTube, I've been
This motherfucker.
having a go with it and actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
Oops,
Sorry, the mosquito was back.
that's fine. I found a B-Hop server, but it's Australian. You don't. It doesn't really matter if we're in the same server
Oh,
or
yeah,
not.
I'm looking for that.
But yeah, I
got caught up in the conversation. Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. So, yeah, I mean, you kind of have been doing YouTube very consistently for a very long time. Is it something that you see yourself
Mostly consistently?
Is it something you see yourself continuing with long term?
I mean, most likely, just
Yeah.
because I think there's so much that's like, YouTube doesn't really have a genre of like what it wants to be, or like what I'm phrasing this funny. It doesn't have a genre of like what needs to be posted on it. Anything can be posted on it, and like something can be made of it. A community can be built up around it.
Yep.
So like, I think I can always see myself doing something either YouTube or like YouTube adjacent, just because like maybe it won't always be YouTube. Maybe I'll, maybe there's gonna be some other platform, whether it be 5 or however many years down the road or weeks down the road. Who knows? It's also another thing about like this whole shit is it's so fickle.
Yes.
Things can change so much. Also, I might need that IP.
Oh yeah,
You
sorry.
wanna send that over.
Wait, how do I get the IP?
Status and console, and then it's like one of the top lines.
Okay.
Just to see it. It's a bunch of numbers. Shit, what was I talking about?
You were talking about
YouTube, long time.
And,
Oh yeah, it doesn't have a genre, so I can always see me
Yeah.
doing something like adjacent to it because I do so much like creative stuff.
Yeah.
One thing I really want to get into is streaming because it's so decent for what I actually like. Because throughout my day, if I'm not making YouTube videos, I'm like sewing or painting or
yeah.
doing something else that like isn't always really good to make a YouTube video of because it's not like active, constant things happening.
Yeah.
But like if I could just stream it for a little bit,
Yeah.
then it'd be like, you know, perfect.
People would love that
But,
too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think.
I'm just a shit streamer.
So when did you, have you always had the, I mean, obviously you did the creative design, so you've always had somewhat of that creative flair, but have you always been doing the sewing and painting?
Not really. Those are more recent things. Like sewing, I did like some cross stitch way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what fully got me into sewing. I think it's just, I think I wanted to make clothing cooler. Like I think sometimes I just got things. I'm just like, oh, this is boring. It'll look better with this on it. And I wanted to learn how to, put it on there and put different things and do other things. It's just make something just a little bit different. Even if it's not necessarily good, I just want it to look good, but it might not actually be done well. Because like I definitely don't think I'm like a good seamstress or tailor. If you asked me to like bring in the seat of some pants, I would have no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely more of like a visual thing instead of like a skill I feel like I have.
Yeah.
Because I think the way I do sewing, pretty much anyone can do it. But because I sort of do it like cross stitch in a way, which is,
Okay.
I mean, it probably makes sense because that's sort of how I learn. I don't like use patterns and stuff, but like the way I sew is pretty much just going through it, like, through and through, sewing it on.
Yeah.
Just sewing patterns onto it.
So do you ever make full pieces, or is it more just modifying other pieces? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, modifying other pieces. Making full pieces is, I feel like it's so much space I feel like is needed. It's insane. For tailor type shit, it's nuts. Like I feel like I would need a whole dedicated massive room for it.
Yeah. But is that something that you would want to do if you had the space?
Yeah, I think eventually I might, or at least like try to do something. Like it might be custom pieces of clothing that I eventually like try making patterns for, and then you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna try to just make like a standard shirt just to, and then put something on it. Like I would definitely try to make like a whole new pattern.
Yep.
That's custom to fit however I want it to fit or something. But yeah, I don't know. That one, it's always felt incredibly daunting to try it just due to the fact of how much space it takes and how, I mean, I don't really want to say like clumsy, but sloppy, sort of sloppy. I just have a habit of just leaving things out,
Okay.
And I just feel like that's annoying with a pattern, especially when patterns are on like pretty thin paper.
Yep.
So I don't know. It's just something I haven't gotten into. It's just a lot of math and finite details. It's just too much work, really.
Do you spend a lot of time working on that stuff, or is it more something that you just do every now and again? Like,
yeah, kind of every now and then.
Yeah.
I try, or I guess I shouldn't say I try. I want to have like more, I guess, somewhat structured out days where I have like time to work on a little bit of everything. Or I mean, if I feel like working on it, so, or I at least have time set aside where I could either work on this or something else, just to have more like productivity going on across the front instead of only, because sort of how it feels sometimes is like I hop on or I say hop on, but like I get something done and then I'm just like done. I'm like, okay, cool. I got the video done for today.
Yeah.
Time to chill for a little bit. And then I just like only get some other work done instead of like finishing something else.
Yeah, I get that.
And I feel like if I can just like work on them all more on a continuous front, it'll be a lot better for productivity.
Yeah, that's fair.
But easier said than done.
Yeah. I love doing like I make rugs. I've made rugs a few times, and I like doing it, but it's the sort of thing that like I like doing it, but I don't really have a reason to do it other than just like, oh yeah, it's kind of fun. So it means that I never really do it, and a rug that could easily be done in like a few days will take me like 3 months because I'll work on it like once in a blue moon. So you also,
I feel that.
Yeah. with you do the designing, well, the like sewing and modifying your clothes and stuff, and then you also do painting. How long have you been doing painting? 'Cause your paintings are so cool. I love seeing them.
Probably like 2 years or so now.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of painting sort of like, I think a lot of that came from the graphic design area.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because it sort of came from like, I was good at graphic design, then I started needing thumbnails made. So then I started making mock-up for thumbnails.
Yeah.
And every single time my thumbnail artist was like, why not just use this as a thumbnail? Because I just made the most detailed mock-up you could like possibly ask for as a thumbnail artist. Like I was probably almost too detailed because like there was just nothing left to the imagination.
Yeah.
There's just, I detailed everything. I let them know the sun, the exact lumens. Like I went crazy. Not really, but probably seemed like it. And then eventually I was just like, damn, maybe I should just get into drawing.
Yeah.
So then I tried digital drawing for a little bit. And I was like, I mean, this is cool and all, but I feel like I want more.
Yeah.
So then I tried painting and I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
It's just, I definitely don't do it as much as I want to, but I think I could say that with a lot of my hobbies just because they're such a time sink if I let them become a time sink. So it's just a balancing act that I'm not very good at.
Yeah. Are you the kind of person that finds yourself jumping from hobby to hobby, or do you have a few that you just enjoy?
I would say I have locked down hobbies that I like.
Yeah.
I think I pick up new hobbies, but I'm very confident that the hobbies I'm picking up are hobbies that I'm going to enjoy.
Okay.
Because like I just recently got into like making music a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like, am I good at it? Nope. Am I ever gonna make, some fucking crazy ass track that's gonna be in John Wick? Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's like that's not my goal necessarily. It's a hobby, and like I've always enjoyed music, so it's definitely gonna be one that I just like keep around.
Yeah. I mean,
same with like sewing. Like I always like clothes. I'm gonna keep, I always want to sew, and same with painting and like drawing. It's just I've always done that. Making like a cool image out of nothing is always an interesting, I guess, idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like very very powerful, I guess, or great, like good in life to have like comfort in knowing that you still want to do something even though you like might not be really good at it, because a lot of people start something and they expect that they're going to be really good, and then when they find out that they're not, they like give up on it.
Oh yeah, I mean that's I think also the benefit of having multiple hobbies.
Yeah,
is like you realize you don't have to be good at them to still enjoy doing all these different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you really kind of enjoy doing them more while you're dog shit at them.
Yeah,
I mean, because like that's one thing I noticed is like the better I've like, I don't want to say better, but like the more I've understood like painting and like how paint is like, I don't want to say can be very visual because like duh, but like the amount that like of work that can go into making a painting look like a certain way just because like the paint colors, the slight hues, how they're played and all that.
Yeah,
it's like it's made me more conscious of like everything I'm doing, while like I look at my early paintings and I wasn't thinking about any of that. I just wanted to make this image, and I like my earlier paintings more in a way just because like I can see that it was a lot more carefree. I sort of enjoy that.
Yeah, that makes
but
sense.
Obviously at the time I was like, I want to get better, this sucks. But it's sort of just, that's like the curse of starting anything.
Yeah,
is like you think you suck until you get good, then you're like, damn, I enjoyed sucking. Well, you know what? I enjoyed sucking. Fuck it. I'm gonna W and you into. I don't give a frick.
Yeah, enjoying the like carefree nature of not knowing what is required to be good at something, I guess.
Not knowing or even trying.
Yeah.
Just doing it.
Just doing it because it's fun.
You're like, that looked like fun,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want to get into painting actually, just for fun. I've always thought it looked kind of fun, but
yeah, and there's so many different types of paintings you can do too.
Yeah.
Like, because there's just like there's watercolor, there's acrylic, there's oils. Oils are one that I still haven't hopped into, but it's just like they'll all give, I won't say a wildly different result. I mean, obviously some compared to others will,
Yeah.
But fuck, I was doing so good. I was gonna be a new record.
So annoying.
Shit. But yeah, there's so many different like ways you can actually do it, and I think that's one of my favorite things about art, and probably one of the reasons I'll never stop is like I browse Instagram. I'm just like, oh my, there's like so much different shit that I never even thought about trying to like actually paint that. I'm just like,
Yeah.
damn, they're like physically painting that. Because like I came across one the other day, and it was like these weird low res like early like sprite like graphics for like but PC graphics, but they were painting them, and I was just like, these look
that's
so
cool.
weird, but it's like, yeah, they look so cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, it makes so much sense to paint it. Like, why would you not want to paint it? Because they look so cool. And it's like, it looks even cooler because it's painted instead of like a digital format.
Yeah,
and
way,
I don't know.
way
It's
cooler.
just, there's just always something new to do, even though they're painting something really old. And
Yep.
it's like, it's odd. And obviously, like you can look and like, you know, you see like all the like religious paintings, and you look at the paintings now, you're just like, where did the craftsmanship go?
Yeah.
It's just like, but I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Just, art changes so much.
Have you ever sold your art?
Because like they were painting that back then. Yeah, I've sold some. I want to get like a shop and, you know, have it more proper and everything, have more stuff going on. But
yeah.
It's just sort of getting that set up and getting that underway. And the main part is like actually finishing enough paintings, or feeling like enough paintings are finished.
Yep.
In order to kind of start and get it going.
Yeah,
but I also came
you
across
can
like
sell
a whole
prints.
bunch of. Yeah, that's one thing I definitely want to get up and going, and because I have plenty of things I can sell prints of.
Yeah,
and that's for sure. Because I came across like a whole bunch of early doodles I did that just easily all like just like the perfect things are prints, you know, just like pure, just me not really know what I'm doing, just throwing colors that I liked and just making things.
Yeah,
it's just like kind of perfect for that. So yeah, I definitely got to get more into that.
Yeah,
but it's just, I don't know. It's just I'm lazy as shit, to be honest. I'm just lazy as shit.
Do you enjoy?
I do so many hobbies
on.
that I do laziness for a hobby as well.
Do you are you someone that enjoys looking at other people's art a lot as well? Like,
yeah, I mean here and there, like I do. Sometimes I notice that like I get sort of judgmental of art. I'm just like, I don't know. I think that one kind of sucks. And it's like, why do I think that one sucks? Like, I should be thinking that it's sort of fucked up. Like, even if I tried to do that, I probably couldn't do that. So, probably shouldn't just like think they suck. But I think that's just because like my own critical mind gets into it, and I think about like, oh, if I painted that, I wouldn't necessarily be happy with it.
Okay.
But obviously, that's just because, you know, I wouldn't paint something like that. So it's like, obviously, I wouldn't be happy if I painted it.
Yeah. That's interesting,
it wouldn't
actually.
make sense for me to paint it, but yeah, it's weird.
Really
but
interesting.
I think there's always like something to look at and like take away from each art piece that I come across.
Yeah,
in some way, whether it be like something I don't like about it or something I do like about it. You know, something I might want to avoid or something I want to try to incorporate.
Yeah. Do you like galleries?
I've never gone to a gallery like in person, or nice like in a proper gallery.
Yeah.
I guess I've sort of been at places that are galleries or whatever, but I don't know. I mean, I don't mind the ideas of them, but I just haven't gone to one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as far as like having one myself, it's just sort of loops back to not really feeling like any of them are done. And then even more so, like with a gallery, they usually have somewhat of a theme with it. And I think themes, I feel like I don't have themes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not a themeful person.
I mean, that might, you know, maybe eventually you would find something that you just want to like really dive into and make multiple pieces of the same theme. But
yeah, that's true.
I mean, like,
I still think I'm pretty noob on it when like it comes to painting, all things considered. Like I've been like doing it for 2 years, and I feel like a lot of people are been doing it for like since their teenage years, and like, you know, they've sort of got their style more down.
Yeah.
At least most of the time, like the big artists that, you know, you see galleries of.
Yep.
Yeah. I feel like they don't just like Oh yeah, I started painting a couple months ago. It turns out
Yeah.
I just got it.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, you know. It's like with all crafts, like it does take time to get good at them.
Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking about it, and like, I feel like I do all the crafts that like you would normally just do, like way back in the day before any like online stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
Except I'm
true.
just doing like the modern version of it. Like I'm sewing, like I would be making clothes, you know, or I would be painting on cables, or I guess it would just be only that. I don't cook, so I'd be useless when it comes to that. But it's just interesting that like all the hobbies we have today were like survival functions that we had back then.
Yeah, it is true. Like and people love like looking at things that or like people love dabbling in things that are just like arguably inferior versions of things, because it's like the classic versions of things. Like, although I mean, inferior might not be the right word, but like people love vinyl and people love like
obsolete
film
versions,
cameras,
maybe.
Yeah. Just
Things
like versions that have been way upgraded.
Yeah.
It's
But I think,
interesting.
I mean, that's sort of what's nice about, like, I think film cameras are still like, I mean, they're definitely very unique because like you can't get that look with a modern camera, you know.
And
you can't get that same visual like graininess, at least not naturally. Like, sure, you can like fake it, but it doesn't capture the light the same way on all of them. And it's just, I don't know. I think, it's like cinema and like film and all that evolving is like super interesting too.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much small finite details you don't think about till you get into it, like the aperture, the depth of field, and it's just like all these dumb little things, like where's the lighting coming from. Photography is one thing that's always seemed like a lot.
I love photography, and I will say that what I love about film is like it kind of, with modern cameras,
it's like a cheat code.
They kind of do everything for you. And you, like, you know, if you want, you can take 10 photos in a second and they're all going to be in focus, and you don't have to worry about the like settings if you don't want to, and all that stuff. It's like, it's very easy to take a photo with a digital camera, with a modern one especially. And film, it's like, not only does it slow you down because, well, you don't have to do everything manually with all film, but like the film cameras I like are all manual. And but it slows you down because you have to think about all the settings, and then you're like, oh, well, I'm only going to take one photo because I don't want to waste my film. So I'm going to take one photo of this thing rather than taking 10 and hoping I get the right shot. So it just means that like, it makes photography more about the process of taking the photo rather than the end result. And that's what I like about film.
I think that's why I also got way more into like physical art than digital art. For the same reason. Was because like, I can take a pen and like paint on my iPad, but it's like, I don't know. I can also just erase it just as easily. Well, if I do that to like, you know, with a paintbrush on a piece of canvas, I smudge that off, it's gonna, you know, its mark always remains there.
Yeah.
And I feel like the same can kind of go for film. Like, oops, I bumped the camera a little bit.
Yep.
Or like, oop, a slight wind gust came, and that shows in like the visual that you have.
Yeah.
With the film. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think my my merch shoot was done on film.
Oh yeah.
The super what was it called? Super 7?
Super 7.
Super 6?
Yeah.
Oh, is it Super 6? Yeah.
Speaking of your merch,
I like the look of it.
Did you design your merch?
No, I had a design. Sorry, I brain farted there for a second because I was trying to figure out where the hell to go on this B-hop part. But no, I had to design. I mean, I had like a small helping hand, just sort of like thumbs upping or thumbs downing, but and sort of giving like the general idea. But no, I didn't. That'd be cool if I did, but I haven't. Funnily enough, I haven't really gotten into designing clothes.
Yeah,
it feels like it's a whole different skill set.
Yep. I feel like the merch kind of it felt very you, which I think was good.
It turned out awesome.
I
love how it turned out.
Do you think, like, I could see you releasing more, like a lot more merch like that? Like, I could see you being the sort of YouTuber that people like, they treat your merch like a clothing brand and they really want it from that perspective rather than just because like it's YouTuber merch. Could you see yourself making like a lot more merch? Or
I mean, I would love to. It's just sort of getting the ideas and
Yeah.
trying to balance it with also doing like everything else.
That is true.
Because I, also wanted to do print and selling like paint and
Yeah.
all these other things. We're just like, man. But I mean, it would definitely be something I would not be against doing by any means.
Yeah.
And having it more seeming like a clothing line instead of a merch drop would definitely be something that's like I would try to do.
Yeah.
Just because I think I think that's what I would want from it. I wouldn't want it to feel like merch. Like I would want each piece, to have its own fit, not like a custom or like not like a standard Gildan fit or something. I would want it to be like a cut and sew. Like maybe have it be slightly boxier, slightly longer sleeves, still short sleeve, but maybe they flare out a bit more. So it's just overall slightly oversized feeling or appearing something more, and like changing up the silhouette of how it looks and also like having designs on it.
Yeah.
That's like that would be like I guess kind of in goal merch wise, but then once again that's like more clothing line, but also takes like a whole bunch more to get all that going.
It would be so cool to see you doing something like that though, because obviously seeing the clothes that you make for yourself, it would be so cool to be able to provide something like for your audience as well that's like a piece of you, I guess. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
I think eventually maybe whenever I do prints and like that shit starts working out, I can take some of it and use it as funding, because I'm sure it'll be expensive doing it.
Yeah, true.
Like a full cut and sew, getting all that manufactured, like whew.
Yeah, I imagine that stuff would be pretty pricey.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I'm not against it. There's a lot of things I want to try to do. Not necessarily like I'm gonna say branch out from YouTube, but not necessarily like stop YouTube, but just to do other things and always just having to rely on YouTube and actually have like a product instead of just me making videos every day. You know?
So how frequently are you uploading?
For the longest time, people have wanted. I'm going for, at least on my main channel, I'm going for like every 3 days is like my ideal length. But hit or miss on that sometimes. But it's just there's a lot of shit going on. Stuff comes up. Can't always be perfect, especially like I'm still working with like editors. I have an editor, but it's like not always. They obviously have lives too, and things arise in their lives, etc. So it's always iffy, I guess, whether or not I'm up for it and they're done and blah blah blah. But usually it's like every 3 days.
Yeah. And do you have other channels as well?
I have more Kryoz, but I don't. It's like a half focus thing.
Okay.
It's like I work on it whenever I sort of feel like I have time, but I don't want it to distract too much from my main channel.
Yep.
Sort of how I feel.
What do you post on the other channel?
Just like Let's Plays, solo shit.
Yep.
Slower content.
Yeah.
But it's sort of, just easier content, like I said, so I can like focus on the main channel more and just get that flowing better and like, working with the editor more and getting that all like just a more fluid piece, I guess, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Fuck, I'm supposed to go on this damn map, dude.
Yeah, this map is crazy. I'm like on the roofs and stuff. No,
yeah,
I fell.
Tough. I got past that and then I got lost. I don't know where I was supposed to go afterwards. So I just restart.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah,
we can rock the boat if you want.
There's a lot of things I gotta get sorted.
Yeah.
Damn, my RTV. Oh, perfect. Only one person has to do it.
Well, that's rude. But,
Maybe
I didn't want to rock.
Once I get everything done. Well, shouldn't have said anything. Once I get everything sorted, though, I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
I can have like shops and everything, and still post YouTube videos, and I think it'll also just be a lot less stressful, just because it'll be not so YouTube oriented of my day to day. Like I can actually like work on a painting and be like, this has an in game, like it can be something more than just a painting that sits down here. I can like scan it in and it can be a print.
Yeah.
And it feels like it has more of a final to it. So
that makes sense.
That's what I think I'm like most excited about, is just to feel like when I do work on something like that, it actually will have like an end purpose instead of just letting it drift away in the wind type of shit. So.
Yeah.
But that's sort of just That's sort of how that is.
So, like, it does sound like YouTube is still like a large part of your day on a day-to-day basis. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely always a thought in my head that I'm like, well, I probably got to do something.
Yeah.
Like YouTube related today.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hot enemy girl.
Yeah, I know. We just get to sit here and stare at
Got a B-hop.
whoever this is.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, when it's anime, you can't stare too long. You never know how old they really are. I think I've played this map before, ages ago.
What is your, like, how much have you been, how much has gaming been part of your life, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I think first game I ever played was Counter-Strike at age 7, so.
Jeez.
For a while.
Similar to Bordy, actually.
Yeah, but
so
I'm older than Bordy. Wait, am I older than Bordy?
You might be a
I
similar
can't
age,
scold on her
actually.
age.
I
Wait, how
don't,
old is Bordy?
I don't know how old she is, actually.
Wait, how old do you think I am?
I don't know, 30?
Okay, yeah. 29.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think Bordy
Yeah.
might be older or similar age to you. So yeah, you played
She old
Counter-Strike
school
at age
number 2.
7. Jeez.
Yeah,
So-
I think it was technically 1.5 at the time. CS 1.5.
Jeez. I didn't even know that was a thing, but of course
CS
that was a thing.
1.6 might have just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was technically like a mod for it still.
Okay.
It wasn't like an official Valve yet. It was
Yeah.
like a Half-Life mod or something. I forgot the exact how it turned out, but yeah.
So
But I might have had it like right as it came out.
how were you
But it was a
introduced
while
to
ago
it?
because my Steam account's like 16 years old. My dad played it.
Oh,
My
yeah.
dad and some of his work friends played it.
Yeah, okay.
Because yeah, my dad has always been gaming as well.
Yeah.
Throughout as long as I remember, dude. Like my dad set us up with Neopets, and he had like banks, and he like gave us some of his interest each time. Unfortunately, that email's gone. I can't log on my Neopets anymore. But
Damn.
yeah, he was on the Neopets hustle as well.
That's so funny.
Oh, he got us into Neopets, I should say.
Were people making real money
Yeah.
with Neopets? Was it one of those games?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if people actually. I was too young at the time to know.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was potential to make real money in
Yeah.
some way. It might not have been insane money,
Yeah.
but I'm sure there was ways.
Because, man, there was
It's the internet after all. So
Yeah. there were some games out there where it was like, people were just making bank off these games that weren't even designed to make people money.
oh yeah. Yeah, the internet's always had its hustlers.
Yeah.
That for absolute sure. I mean, I feel like I kind of hustled a little bit back when I was doing like all that graphic design shit.
Yeah.
Why did I, dude? This red level's pissing me the fuck off. Because like I was doing like what felt like at the time really simple graphic design shit, and I was charging people like depending on what, sometimes like a couple hundred. I was like, bro, this shit's so easy if you just knew basic ass shit.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. I guess that's sort of like the whole point of jobs, though, is like you're paying someone to do something that you don't know how to do.
Yeah.
So.
And now the new
I'm
thing
just an idiot.
with hustling and that sort of same field is like, oh, instead of being the graphic designer, you're just paying someone, like you sell someone a graphic design service and then pay someone else to do it. That's the new hustle.
Now, the new hustle is not hustling at all.
Yeah, the new hustle is making other people do your work and just making money.
Yeah, and taking credit for it and acting like you're a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, people just want money anymore. They don't want to like have like
Skills.
like a skill set or anything. They just want the money.
Yeah. So I read in
Damn Zoomers.
I've been reading in this book. Have you heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Reading. Yeah, I've heard of that. I haven't read it, but I have heard of it.
And there's a bit where he talks about how jobs are dumb, like sticking to a career is dumb, and how you should just use careers as a means to develop skills. So he talks about how like he wanted to learn about international trade, so he joined like the Navy, and then he like wanted to learn about sales, so he joined a sales team at Xerox, and then like he just like went from job to job, like developing this crazy wide skill set, so that he was never like confined to one thing, which I thought was super interesting. But you are right that like people just care about money now. They don't care about what skills they have.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in a way, I kind of get it, but it's like, I mean, at least have one. Like, I feel like your only skill set shouldn't just be like, oh, I
Selling.
can like scam people.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
I guess the thing
Or
is
just
that like
be manipulative or something. And I'm not necessarily saying they are, but it's just like a lot of the times, like you see these things and people just like how I got rich by doing nothing, and it's just they seem like they're manipulating the fuck out of people.
Yeah. I mean, there are definitely some people out there who like bring value to the people that they're kind of screwing over, arguably screwing over, because like it's like their sales skills are what is making the money, and without their sales skills, then maybe the like designer, for example, wouldn't be able to actually get the job anyway. So you know, you could argue that. But, you know, if your sales skills are making you $8,000 and making the designer $500, then yeah, maybe it's a little messed up.
Maybe you gotta look at the company financials and where they're going.
Yeah.
Wait, did I beat it?
You beat it?
I think so.
I'm terrible.
I don't have a PB though.
At everything.
Wait, I didn't even get credit.
Damn, they didn't credit you? You should DMCA them.
Wait, my time's not even going up. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, what the hell? Mine time's not going up.
This server's a damn scam. The fuck?
The server's using us to progress themselves somehow,
We're
and I don't know
BTC right now. We're just farming BTC for them, or
Of course
something.
we're farming BTC. Better
Oh,
not be
damn
that ETH bullshit.
Yeah, fuck that Ethereum.